Madam President, the so-called representative of Afghanistan, who in effect does not represent anyone but himself, must not abuse this forum to pursue his personal agenda. Sequestered in New York, Mr. Fike, my friend, is completely cut off from ground realities, and he chose to selectively comment on some aspects of the situation, particularly with reference to Pakistan. So therefore, the value and credibility of his remarks are in serious doubt. Pakistan's legitimate counter-terrorism operations are not directed against the brotherly people of Afghanistan and are only meant to neutralize the persistent threat of terrorism emanating from Afghan soil, and our actions are in full conformity with the right to self-defense and international humanitarian law. So it was not surprising that Mr. Fike had nothing to say about the cross-border terrorism from Afghanistan that is so heavily impacting Pakistan in terms of casualties among civilians, among our armed forces, law enforcement agencies, and infrastructure. And Madam President, given India's animosity towards Pakistan and the sole objective of its Afghan policy being to destabilize Pakistan, including by actively supporting and sponsoring terrorist groups operating from Afghan soil, such as TTP and BLA, the remarks of the Indian representative come as no surprise. India's representative deliberated at length on the security situation in Afghanistan. He mentioned civilian casualties and border clashes, but had not a word about the terrorist threat emanating from Afghanistan, which has targeted Pakistan and which many council members have highlighted in their statements. But there is a reason for that. It is India's complicity in all of this. We have provided irrefutable evidence of India's collusion with terrorist groups that are engaged in orchestrating violent attacks against Pakistan. One can sense India's pain in seeing its heavy investment in the Afghan terrorist franchise going to waste as a result of Pakistan's precise and effective action against terrorist camps and support bases inside Afghanistan. And the world needs no lectures from a serial violator of international law like India, a state that illegally occupies territory, violates UN Charter and Security Council resolutions, perpetrates state terrorism in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, and beyond, systematically marginalizes its minorities, spreads hate, even weaponizes water with the express goal of starving Pakistan's population, and continues to use disinformation as a state policy. And the list goes on. So, Madam President, while India has always played the role of a spoiler in Afghanistan, Pakistan has engaged responsibly in promoting peace, stability, and prosperity in Afghanistan. But these goals can only be promoted if the Taliban regime fulfills its commitments with respect to counterterrorism, inclusive governance, and upholding the rights of Afghan women and girls, three key areas that were highlighted by the council members in today's discussion. India in particular must cease and desist from its policy of stoking terrorism inside Pakistan from Afghan soil.
Going to get arrested.
Now, together with
this
the
is not just mad campus radicalism. This is a feeling around the world. You said it yourself just now. In public opinion around the world, Israel is doing very poorly, and it's doing very